Hi folks, it's Paul from the series Dancing with Cancer. Today's video was intended to be about another upbeat subject, but we're going to have to leave that for another day. Just wanted to have a word about resilience. I spoke in my last video about other crises that have happened in my life recently, to me and my family. And one of the things I found with that in the earlier days, well, not even that early, but certainly the first 2 or 3 years of dealing with that crisis, because it was a long, ongoing situation, still is to some degree, was having something like that in your life, having something big and catastrophic almost in your life, means that all the other things that happen to most people in life, the mini crises, the little bad 5 minutes or bad days or whatever it might be, they affect you far more. It's about resilience, I think, and the fact of the matter is that you're already being battered and your resilience is low. I'm talking about that today because that's exactly how I feel tonight. I feel really anxious, a bit scared, angry, um, fed up, worried. You haven't heard many negative words from me so far. I actually thought it was quite important that you did. Today, for the umpteenth day in a row, I've been waiting to hear confirmation of an appointment with my specialist next week, when I'll be hearing, well, I thought I would be hearing the full diagnosis, results, the latest scans, etc., a treatment plan, and finally we'll be able to get on with this. I've been waiting for that for about 3 or 4 days, well, actually longer than that. But as the days have mounted up, I've got more and more anxious. And as I've tried to chase it up, either getting passed from pillar to post by, well, I'm not going to go into details. I don't like having attacks on people personally, especially professionals. But the bottom line is I was getting nowhere. One of the professionals gave me a personal contact card, phone number, email, so I emailed them. They've been really helpful in the last few days, replying to me, giving me some information I didn't have, and saying that they were doing their best to try and ensure that this appointment got to me. There are lots of reasons why that appointment has to come now. You know, I live in another country. Arrangements have to be made. And there are other reasons which I don't need to go into. But it still hasn't arrived. It's 5 to 8 tonight. It's not going to arrive tonight now. I'm actually travelling tomorrow, away from home for the next few days. So it's going to be difficult to contact me. If that wasn't bad enough, and if I wasn't feeling anxious enough, I received a call out of the blue not long ago from another hospital, one I've had no contact with whatsoever, telling me that they wanted to book me in for a PAT scan. I think that's what it's called. Full body PAT scan. Never heard of it. Nobody had mentioned it to me before. And when I told the chap this, he was obviously quite surprised and said that in that case he couldn't make the appointment for me, as I'd have to have a conversation with my specialist about it first to understand what it was and why, and that he would chase them up and that I'd get a call. Inevitably that call hasn't happened. I don't know when I'm going to get that call, given I'm going to be difficult to contact. I therefore don't know when the arrangements are going to be made for me to see the specialist next week, or if it's going to be made. I don't know if that means that my treatment plan is being put back. Worse than that, and more worryingly for me, is why do I need a full body PAT scan? Does that mean that they believe things have spread further? Does that mean that the news could be significantly worse? Is that why I haven't received an appointment? It's all really worrying, I have to say, and its impact on me over the last few hours, while I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and getting more and more worried and more anxious, it's been difficult to bear, to be honest. I'm trying to force myself to eat in all this, and actually eating isn't that easy at the moment anyway. I ended up throwing my tea in the bin because I just couldn't be bothered preparing it. I took an alternative, a naughty one, just because I knew I had to have something to eat. But I do feel really low and really worried. Worried about when I'm going to hear, worried about what I'm going to hear, worried about the impact. I think most of all I feel really angry, badly let down. I'm sure there are reasons for it. I'm not blaming anybody in particular, and I'm certainly not naming anybody. And I suspect, apart from everything I've already said, it's hit me as hard as it has, because I don't have much resilience right now. I'm normally quite a fighter, actually. I normally cope quite well with things. I'm actually struggling to speak at the moment, so I apologise for that. So I'm having an early night tonight. I need to be up early in the morning for travelling. Haven't even packed properly yet. I'm tired anyway, so an early night, excuse me, if I can get some sleep, will be good. But I'll get up in the morning for what should have been looking forward to something incredibly exciting, something I'm really passionate about, something that I really need right now in terms of giving me a massive lift. But instead I'll wake up in the morning still worrying about this. In fact, it will be with me all day until and if I hear anything. And even if I do hear anything, what I should be doing tomorrow is going to be spoilt by the fact that I'm going to have to put them to one side and start making arrangements hastily from Manchester. Not much I can do about it. And as they say, control what you can control. But it's a struggle today. And I really do feel low. And I actually did feel it quite important for people to see that. I'll talk in another video soon about what I was intending to talk about today, which is something I've been doing recently. And assuming all goes well for my special trip this weekend, I'll definitely be posting about that. And the clue obviously is in the title. This weekend I'm hoping to be dealing with not cancer, but dancing. I'll update you when I can. Hope you're all okay out there. Don't forget to share your load and talk to people. And I think that's it for now, really. Signing off, Paul from the series Dancing with Cancer.